day when I do is wonder why the hell
Ooh, listen to that. Just a little,
Sound check.
G'day and welcome back to another vocal analysis, another Gigi De Lana analysis, if you don't mind. And I've chosen today's performance with quite a bit of purpose. As you already know, I'm kind of a bit of a fan of Gigi. I think she's marvelous. In the comments of a number of my Gigi De Lana review videos, reaction videos, they're more analysis videos, there's been a bit of chatter, let's just call it chatter, about, you know, who's the best and, you know, often comparing singers, Gigi with other singers. And personally, I don't buy into that. I think every singer has their thing and their reason to express, and we all have our preferences, but that doesn't necessarily mean one's better than the other. But some of the commentary angled back at Gigi has been to suggest that, you know, with her live stream videos that they then put up onto, they sort of edit and then put up onto YouTube, that they're all fully doctored and tuned. And, well, yeah, they probably are. They probably have been post-produced and, you know, there's some clever stuff going on there and they make them sound great. But I think people then take a next, if I might be so bold, a next incorrect step with that to suggest that, you know, as a result, she's actually inauthentic in what she's doing, that she's not, that it's disingenuous, that she actually can't do what we're hearing her do. I don't subscribe to that point of view, personally. I think we do hear a really brilliant singer doing what she does, yeah, with a little bit of polish from some post-production, but you've got to be able to give your engineer something to work with in the first place. And to be quite crass, here in Australia we have a little saying, and it is a bit crass, I hope you'll excuse me. And the saying is, you can't polish a turd. Essentially, we're saying you can't make something out of nothing. And Gigi doesn't give nothing. She gives amazing amounts. So I've said all that to say I've found this performance that we're going to watch. This is a live performance. This is not one of her studio recordings. This is her on a live stage. The musos are playing live. She is singing live. You can hear the audience in the track. Will there have been done some post-production on this? I think so, but it will be minimal because it's a room recording. A room recording that will be recorded through a desk. I'm not naive. But to the degree to which you can engineer this is limited, yeah, compared to her studio performances. And so I'm hoping that this puts some of those voices to rest that are crying foul. So let's jump in. We're still going to be able to make our usual comments about her brilliant singing. This is Gigi doing a Shirley Bassey medley that she's titled Timeless Classics. And you know, you know how I love listening to her sing. Whenever I see her on my list of, you know, I've got a growing list of singers to review so that I can keep bringing them to you every week. And whenever I see Gigi in the list, I go, ooh, get to review Gigi today. Here we go, let's have a listen to her. She's marvelous.
begin to tell the story of our great love can about the love he brings to me.
So straight away, the thing I notice, and this is again affirming the idea that this is live, when she records in the studio, she's always using an SM7B, I think it is, exactly the same mic that I'm using here. What we see her using here is a Shure Beta 87A. It's a live condenser microphone. And you can see the placement of the mic. It's very close. Very different scenario and recording environment to what we would expect in the studio. And it's, in one sense, it's far less forgiving. The 87A, which is actually the microphone I personally regularly sing with, because it's a condenser, it's very live, it's very crisp, it's very responsive. As a result, it's very unforgiving. Anything you give it, it's going to not exaggerate, but it's going to give a really true representation of it. Again, speaking to the live aspect of this, we can't get away from that.
He fills my heart. He fills my heart with very special things, with angel songs, with wild imaginings. He fills my soul with so much love that anywhere I go, I am never lonely with him alone. Who could be lonely? I reach for his hand. It's always there. Yesterday, the moon was blue.
I wonder whether you can tell me in the comments section below if you've have an insight into what this performance was. It's back in 2023. It's looking very corporate setting to me. Corporate setting, for those of you who don't know, and I used to do a lot of corporate gigs where it's basically often, it's award ceremonies, or it's, someone sponsoring it, and it will be an industry event or something, and they're seated for dinner, and there's often musicians that are hired to play and perform while people are eating and, chatting and doing business. And the performance mode for me, watching Gigi, it very much looks like a corporate gig. In one sense, corporate gigs are quite cruisy in the sense that sometimes, especially during dinner, you will have some people sometimes sort of, they'll get up and dance. There'll be often a dance floor. The same band playing for dinner will then do the dance set later in the evening, where you'll have a lot of people up on the dance floor. But right now, it very much looks to me like it's very much that easygoing, non-performance drive aspect of the night, where she's just walking around. They're producing a beautiful acoustic value in the room, but it's not a heavy drive performance. Again, if you've got any more insights into what this performance was, you can let us know in the comments section below.
And every crazy day brought something new to do, and I use my magic age as if it were a wand, and never saw the waste and emptiness beyond. The game of love I played with arrogance and pride, and every flame I lit too quickly died. The friends I made all seem somehow to drift away, and only I am left on stage to end the play.
I want to go back and have a listen to the way her placement through that, and I've spoken to this before about Gigi, her placement is impeccable. She sits the voice exactly where she wants it and needs it to be, and it just doesn't move. It is rock solid. Have a listen to that. You can feel her really positioning. And notice how she's got her finger up to her ear. I think she's pushing in on her in-ear monitor there just to make sure she's really zoned in on what she's hearing.
And emptiness beyond the game of love I played with arrogance and pride, and every flame I lit too quickly died. The friends I made all seem somehow to drift away, and only I am left on stage to end the play. There are so many songs in me that won't be sung. I feel the bitter taste of tears upon my tongue. The time has come for me to play for yesterday, when I was young.
I like the way she just sort of moved into that bottom note. Have a listen to that. That was cool.
When I was young.
See how she uses that young? She actually aspirates the onset there to ensure the voice doesn't grab. If you were to go, if it was a hard onset, yeah, it could kind of grab, but she doesn't. She's very, very clever. Young. And because she aspirates it, she gets a smoother onset into that note. Really good.
When I was young, I like to run away from you, but if you never found me, I would die. I like to break
Actually,
the chain.
there we go. I think we can see here. See this chair here? And you can see people standing around here. That is your classic corporate dinner seating. The chair covered in the spandex. And yeah, it's everything about it is corporate, everything.
I like to break the chains you put around me, but I know I never will. Stay away, all I do is wonder why the hell
Ooh, listen to that. Just a little at the beginning, a lot on the onset again. Just lovely.
Stay away, all I do is wonder why the hell I wait
Love it.
for you.
Love it.
When did common sense prevail for lovers when we know it never will? Impossible to live with you, but I know I can never live without you.
We just hear some feedback in the room. That was interesting. Have a listen. I could be hearing that incorrectly. I'm going to listen back. It sounded like the room fed back a bit.
Impossible to live with you, but I know I can never live without you.
I'm sure that's room feedback there.
Whatever you do, I never want to be in love with anyone but you. Diamonds are forever sparkling round my little finger. Unlike men, the diamonds linger. Men are mere mortals who are not worth going to your grave.
That got a little tight, and I think it's because she tilted her head back a little bit, just a little bit too much. And I think as a result, and it would have the adjustment would have only just been from there to just take a little bit of the extrinsic muscular strain off the larynx. It just got a little bit narrow there. Just grabbed a little. See that little sign? Watch her hand go behind her back. I think she's giving a signal to the band. Diamonds are forever, forever, forever and ever. So cool. I'm hoping that really puts this idea that Gigi can only do, gigs in a studio setting and sound great in a studio setting. I hope that puts that to rest. Come on. Like I've said, and I've made this comment before, she is and I've always said this with as the highest of compliments I can pay. She is the quintessential covers singer. She nails every cover that she does. And there we see her doing it live, people, live, at a live gig, not in a studio environment. And so there you go. I hope that, if you want to counter that idea, you can leave your comments below. But remember, we're not here at Voice Essentials. We're not looking to pit one singer against the other. If the advent of the internet has taught us anything, the world is full of wonderfully gifted, talented, hard-working singers, and they all have their place. And yes, we all have preferences that lean us to enjoying one singer more than the other. But that doesn't mean, one singer is better than the other necessarily. And I hope that today's video helps us along that journey of understanding and appreciation. Loved it. I loved it. I hope you did too. I look forward to seeing you in the next Voice Essentials vocal analysis. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.